Every downturn has winners and losers. 73, 81, 2008. Same pattern. Actually, every time the wrong businesses die, the right one sets records. I've done extensive research to find money-making opportunities anyone can start right now without reinventing a wheel. Here's how to take advantage of this downturn.
While the headlines track the closures, Forever 21, Eddie Bauer, Francesca's, the retail graveyard expanding every month, certain businesses just reported the best quarters in their history. Not despite the economy, because of it. 5 days ago, First Cash, the largest pawn operator in the Americas, over 3,300 stores, reported record Q1 revenue exceeding $1 billion, up 26%. Net income up 29%, EPS up 30%. The CEO called the growth unprecedented. They raised their full-year guidance. Stock hit a 52-week high. The same week, 3 national retailers announced they were closing every store they own. Dollar General just reported record annual revenue of $42.7 billion, operating profit up 106%, earnings per share up 122%, crushed the analyst estimate by 20%. O'Reilly Auto Parts hit its 33rd consecutive year of record revenue and record operating income. ThredUp stock gained 354%, while the retail graveyard expanded around it. 7 businesses, all setting records right now. Today I'm walking you through every one of them with maintained earnings. Then 4 side hustles that follow the same demand curve. Then the specific categories still declining, so you know which side of this economy to position on. Every business on this list shares one structural characteristic. They sell something the consumer needs more of when they have less money. Not less, more. The consumer under pressure doesn't stop transacting. They redirect. The transactions move from discretionary to essential, from new to used, from replace to repair, from premium to discount. The businesses built on the receiving end of that redirect are the ones you're about to see. Someone on this channel left a comment that stuck with me. They wrote, "I believe that a hard economy is actually the best time to build if you have discipline and the right strategy." 29 people agreed. Hold that thought, because every number I'm about to show you is the proof. Number 1, First Cash Holdings, revenue $1,051 million, Q1 2026. Up 26%, net income up 29%, EPS up 30%. Same store pawn receivables, the amount of money people are borrowing against their belongings, up 19% in the US, 30% in Latin America, 29% in the UK. Record pawn receivables of $851 million. CEO Rick Wessel on the earnings call. Pawn shops are more relevant than ever, given their dual role as both a customer-friendly lender and a vibrant secondhand marketplace. Both sides of the business setting records simultaneously. The consumer needs liquidity, so pawn lending grows. The consumer needs to buy used instead of new, so pawn retail grows. One company capturing both sides of the stress. Guidance raised across all segments. The pawn window is the place Americans go when the credit card is maxed and the bank won't lend. The line is getting longer. Number 2, Dollar General. Record annual revenue, $42.7 billion. Q4 net sales, $10.9 billion, up 5.9%. Q4 operating profit up 106%. Q4 net income up 123% to $426 million. Cash from operations up 21% to $3.6 billion. 450 new stores opening in 2026, 80% targeting rural communities of 20,000 people or fewer. Over 20,900 locations across America. On the earnings call, the CEO confirmed customer traffic and basket size both grew, which means more people are shopping there and spending more per visit. They're consolidating trips. When gas is pushing $6 a gallon, you don't drive to 3 stores. You drive to the one store that stretches every dollar furthest. That's Dollar General's business model, and it's producing record profits because the number of Americans who need that model is expanding every quarter. Number 3, O'Reilly Auto Parts. Record revenue, $17.78 billion full year 2025. 33rd consecutive year of comparable store sales growth. Record operating income since going public in 1993, guiding 18.7 to 19 billion for 2026 and opening 235 new stores. The commercial side, parts sold to professional repair shops, is growing fastest. That means the shops are busier than last year. The mechanic down the street with a 2-week wait list isn't an anomaly. He's the national trend. Average vehicle age at a record high and auto loan rates at 7%, keeping new car purchases out of reach for a growing percentage of buyers. O'Reilly's 33-year streak survives every economic condition. Demand for fixing the car you own doesn't disappear in a downturn. It intensifies. Number 4, AutoZone. Revenue $4.3 billion Q2 fiscal year 2026, up 8.1%. Commercial sales hit $1.29 billion, up 14.5%, growing at triple the DIY rate. 137 mega hubs operating as mini distribution centers, each carrying 80 to 110,000 parts and supplying over 100 satellite stores with same-day delivery. The 14% commercial growth rate is the diagnostic. When repair shops are ordering that much more inventory than last year, the consumer has made a decision. Maintain, don't replace. AutoZone is building the logistics infrastructure for an economy where the average car stays on the road longer. They're not betting on a recovery in new car sales. They're betting the repair economy is permanent. The mega hub build-out tells you they expect this demand to last. Number 5, Dollar Tree. Revenue $5.5 billion, up 9%. Same-store sales up 5%. 20th consecutive year of positive comparable store sales. CEO Mike Creedon, Dollar Tree remains America's retail destination for value, convenience, and discovery, underscored by our 20th consecutive year of positive same-store sales. Lower income shopper needs us for pack size. They need us for a fill-in. They need to make their wallet go farther in between paychecks. That's the CEO describing his customer's financial condition. The customer can't afford the full size package at the regular grocery store. They need the smaller one. They can't afford a full stock-up run. They need a fill-in to bridge the gap to the next paycheck. 20 consecutive years because that customer always exists. But the pool is expanding.
Hey, real quick, just to jump in, the best way to take advantage of a real estate downturn or even a recession is actually buying real estate. Buying it low and selling it high, but most people don't understand the cycles. I put together a 4-course package for one insane price. It teaches about real estate cycles, what to do during bear markets in real estate, how to market that property, and how to sell it and make a lot of money. Links down below. It's one big package for one smoking deal. Now, let's get back to how to win in this economic climate.
The consumer who shopped Dollar Tree out of preference 2 years ago is now shopping there out of necessity. The CEO can see it in the traffic data. So can you. Number 6, Aldi. 180 new stores across 31 states in 2026. 50th anniversary year in the US. $9 billion investment through 2028. Nearly 2,800 locations, third largest grocer in America. CEO Attorney McGrath. 1 in 3 U.S. households shopped at Aldi this past year. Store traffic up 50% from 2019 to 2024. They didn't react to the downturn. They planned for the consumer environment forming a decade ago. Smaller stores, no frills, private label over name brand. The model is built on the premise that a growing number of Americans will choose price over experience. And that premise has been correct every year for 50 years running. Number 7, ThredUp and the secondhand economy. Revenue up 20% to $310 million. Stock up 354%. Fastest growing fashion stock in the market. U.S. secondhand apparel grew 4 times faster than traditional retail clothing in 2025. Transactions up 22% year on year in March 2026. Global secondhand market at $393 billion. CEO James Reinhart drew the parallel. TJ Maxx was started in the early 80s. It didn't take off until the financial crisis in '08. It parallels the adoption curve as consumers felt more stretched. Fortune reported 4 days ago that both discount and luxury resale are growing simultaneously, the K-shape visible in the clothing data. Bank of America Institute economist, growth concentrated at the high and low ends. The mid-tier brands are the ones closing, 7 businesses, all growing, all recording records. Now, 4 side hustles that follow the same demand curve, each with its own data, startable this week. Number 1, resale flipping. Part-time resellers working 5 to 10 hours a week are earning $300 to $800 a month net. The margins, vintage denim sourced at $5, resold at $40 to $80. Streetwear sourced at $50, resold at $100 to $400. Cross-listing software now lets you publish one listing to eBay, Poshmark, Depop, and Etsy simultaneously. AI tools auto-optimize the titles and descriptions for 25% more sales. The barrier to entry is a thrift store run and a phone. Number 2, mobile auto detailing. Startup cost under $1,000. Cleaning supplies, a pressure washer, a reliable vehicle. No storefront, no lease. Recurring revenue from repeat customers maintaining vehicles they plan to keep for years. The average detail runs $100 to $300. 3 cars a day, 4 days a week. That's $1,200 to $3,600 a week at full capacity. The demand is real because the consumer has already decided they're not buying a new car. Number 3, handyman and small repair. The repair economy isn't limited to cars. Every household appliance, every deck board, every leaking faucet that would have been replaced 2 years ago is now being repaired because the replacement cost doubled. A washer repair at $200 versus a new unit at $1,200. The consumer chooses repair at every price point in this rate environment. Sole operator, tool investment, referral-based growth, a full book within 90 days. Number 4, freelance services with AI leverage. AI automation freelancers are commanding $60 to $150 an hour on Upwork in 2026. The demand far outstrips supply. Businesses need help implementing AI tools, building custom workflows. The specialist who integrates AI doesn't compete on price. They compete on output, and the output is 3 to 5 times what a non-AI freelancer delivers. I'm showing you this so you see the same economy from the other side. Now here's the flip side. Because knowing what's growing matters, only if you also know what's dying, so you're not standing on the wrong side when the next closure hits. Mid-tier discretionary retail is still dying and accelerating. Target, multiple quarters of sluggish sales as consumers cut discretionary. GameStop, revenue down 4.5%, physical game purchases fading, store closures accelerating. Claire's, bankruptcy August 2025, mall traffic collapse. Casual dining is accelerating down. The household cooking at home to save money isn't eating at Applebee's on Friday. The same pressure filling all these parking lot is emptying the casual dining parking lot. The margin evaporated. New car dealerships are the mirror image of O'Reilly and AutoZone. Every consumer who walks into a repair shop instead of a dealership is a lost sale for the dealer and a gain transaction for the parts retailer. Auto loan rates at 7% are the mechanism. Luxury with debt exposure is contracting. Porsche reported a 99% drop in operating profit. The aspirational buyer who financed the lifestyle at low rates is being squeezed. When the payment doubled, the customer vanished. Construction and new housing starts are rate locked. Fewer permits, fewer starts. The rate-sensitive sectors contract as long as rates stay elevated, and the government's borrowing schedule is the floor under those rates. The economy isn't collapsing uniformly. It's sorting. Sorting the businesses built for confidence from the businesses built for stress. Sorting the industries that need cheap capital from the industries that operate without it. The sorting is visible in the earnings data. If you want to track this yourself, earnings call transcripts are free on Motley Fool, Seeking Alpha, and the SEC's Edgar database. The language on those calls is the most honest public data about the consumer that exists. For your local market, drive your commercial corridor this weekend. count what's opening versus what's closing. The storefronts tell you which side of the economy your neighborhood is on and whether it's moving toward the growing side or the shrinking side. The side hustle that works is the one where the demand data was confirmed before you started, not the one you guessed at. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something. Leave a comment below about what you learned. Economic Ninja is out.